Hello friends, I'm here in my classroom all alone and it's so sad. So today for math, I want you guys to get in your packets and open up to lesson 8, using grouping to multiply. This is session number 3. You will see pictures of a lot of jewels on there. Press pause when you're, and go grab your packet, and when you're ready, press play. I'm just gonna get going. So on this packet, you're going to see there's a problem below, and we're gonna try it, okay? And I want you guys to try it on your own first, and then I will get into it with you. So first, here is our problem. Nicole decorates a pair of gloves with plastic jewels. She glues 3 jewels onto each finger, including the thumbs. How many jewels does she use? So I want you to try it, press pause, maybe try drawing some gloves with jewels on it to help you find that answer. But press pause, because I'm gonna keep going. So this is how I'm gonna do it. I will draw my gloves. Now I know my gloves are gonna be super pretty. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here are my gloves. I have 2 left hands. All right, and so it asked, right? It said she has a pair of gloves. So we know a pair of gloves means 2 gloves, okay? With plastic jewels, she glues 3 jewels on each finger. So I'm gonna draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. If you didn't draw a picture like this already, if I were you, I'd press pause and do that. Okay, so we know there are 5 fingers right here with 3 jewels on them. That shows us 5 times 3 equals, and I think you would have gotten 15, right? So that shows us for one hand, okay? So that means it'd be the same for this one. There are 2 gloves though, right? Would it be easier to find a different equation maybe? I don't know, let's look at this. Let's look at your packets. So there are 2 gloves. So if I didn't have this one right here, if I didn't have this equation, I would take my answer, and since there are 2 gloves, I would do 15 times 2 and figure that out, that equation. Now, that might be a little bit harder to figure out, right? Because we don't have those ones memorized. So what I would do is I'd see, okay, I have 2 gloves. So I have 5 times, there's 5 fingers on each glove, so 5 times 2 makes 2 gloves. And there are 3 jewels on each finger, so I would times by 3. So then I have this right here. Now the reason why I would do it this way is because I can draw these things called, actually this is at the bottom. I can draw these things called parentheses, okay? I think we've gone over this in another lesson, but I'll draw parentheses around the first 2. So that parentheses shows that I'm going to do that equation first. It's kind of like, I think I may have told you guys this before, but it's kind of like getting ready in the morning, right? I'm not gonna put my shoes on and then my socks, right? That would be so weird. I have to put my socks on first and then my shoes. So this is the same idea. These are my socks, the things in the parentheses, that's my socks, and then timesing it by 3 would be my shoes. So 5 times 2, we should have this memorized already, would be 10, right? So we have 10, and then we just bring this stuff up to 10 times 3, which we should have that memorized as well, which equals 30. Now that might have seemed kind of confusing this first time around, so I'll just take a look at what I've done. You can press pause, and hopefully you can see that in the video. Let me check. Okay, we're good. Hopefully you can still see that in the video. So now what I'm going to do, I mean, you could do also the same here, where if you did 5 times 3 times 2, it just might be harder, where we have 15 times 2. And that would equal 30 as well. Okay. Let's move on. So that was more of a word problem, real world problem that we would see. Now we're just going to work on our parentheses work. So I want you guys to go to the page called Connect It on session 3. Okay? And we are going to use parentheses in different ways to group this equation, like I just did. So we could group it like this, or we could group it like this. But parentheses, remember, make sure we remember parentheses means that we do that equation first. You always do the equation in the parentheses first, and then you can go to the next one, okay? So I actually just gave you the answers to 1 and 2, okay? And let's skip 3, 4, and 5 and go straight down to 6. Okay, friends, I want you to use parentheses to show 2 different ways. So just like what we did here, but now we have different problems. 7 times 2 times 4, okay? You're gonna show 2 different ways that we can group these like we've done here, okay? So you're gonna write that out, and you're going to find the product or the answer, okay? On number 7, you're gonna do the same thing, but with 2, 4, and 3. And then 8, you'll answer 8. So when you guys have finished those, take pictures of your packet and send it to me. Now, if you keep going in your packet and you see the practice using grouping to multiply in green, that is extra credit. If you send that to me, I will give you extra credit on your math today, okay? Now, hopefully this makes sense in our packet. Now we should be able to finish our packet with everything that we talked about. You're working on grouping these things to make multiplying easier. So using parentheses, and trying to decide which would be easier. Now again, make sure we always do parentheses first, okay? If you have any questions, please email me and maybe we can schedule a Google Hangout that I can explain things better. You guys are awesome. See you later.